Coming up today on Channel 97 News, a former OHS student helps the school celebrate its 50-year anniversary.
Speaking of celebration, a former OHS hockey player talks about winning the Stanley Cup.
And we find out just how much students know about the history of their school.
All this and more today on Channel 97 News.
Welcome to the back-to-school edition of Eyes on the Tigers, Channel 97 News. I'm Jordan Basita.
And I'm Curtis Schmidt. Our show today celebrates the past 50 years of OHS and all the ones to come.
Many of you know that we have a new principal this year, but how much do you really know about Ms. Sunkett? Here's the story.
This year, Oakville's gained a new principal, and she has a lot of plans to celebrate our 50th year anniversary.
This is an amazing time for me to be coming in as principal here because it is the 50th anniversary. And so my big push for the year is helping us to connect the past and 5 decades of excellence with not only this year, but what we are committed to in terms of taking it forward another 50 years. Teachers are committed, and you can tell from the energy in the classroom every day that they love what they do for kids. And more importantly than that, is the energy around students. When I visit classrooms to see the engagement and see that kids really do enjoy on a day-to-day basis what we're doing here. And so many students are already very conscious of next steps and where they want to go, and that's really awesome to support.
Ms. Sunkett has very high hopes for this year and many years to follow.
So I think if I were looking at 2 things, one is around pedagogy and how we educate here, and really making sure that we are on the forefront and we become leaders in innovation and STEM and tech and how we prepare students for a world that some of which doesn't even exist yet.
With Jack and Tyree behind the camera, I'm Ben Metz from Channel 97 News.
Oh man, these lights, they're making me sweat.
Cool towel, where'd you get it?
From the TowelMan. Duh. Let's look back to our first day celebration.
The Blues TowelMan visited Oakville on the first day of school to sign towels and excite the students about the new school year. Ron Baechle got his title as he became known for rallying the crowd with his towels after the Blues scored a goal.
I'd never dreamed in a million years it would turn into this. I enjoy it, and I just always said as long as I'm having fun doing it, I'm going to keep doing it. And 30 years later, I'm still finding a way to have fun with it.
As a lifelong fan and season ticket holder, Ron was beyond excited when the Blues won the Stanley Cup in June.
I don't know if there's enough words to describe it. It's a feeling you always, obviously, you dream and you hope for. I always believed that it was going to happen, just didn't know when, because it just still doesn't seem real. You're just so used to so many years of letdown and stuff, but it's pretty awesome.
What some people might not know is Ron was once an Oakville Tiger himself.
I was part of the water polo team. I played that for 2 years. At one point, I was the diving team. I was the only person on the diving team. Played soccer. And then my senior year, I transferred to South County Tech to get my trade in graphic arts. And then my senior year, I was allowed to come back, and I played half a season of hockey with the Tiger team.
So, what has this Oakville grad learned from his past experiences?
I believe everybody's put here for a purpose, and your purpose may last 5 seconds and it may last 50 years. But find something that makes your heart sing and something you're passionate about, and follow it. That's where true happiness and joy lie.
With Kaylin Giconti behind the camera, I'm Kaylee Cowton for Channel 97 News.
Speaking of the Blues, I got a picture with Pat Maroon.
Hey, so did I. And we also got an exclusive interview. Let's check it out.
On June 12, 2019, the St. Louis Blues celebrated their first Stanley Cup win, including player Patrick Maroon, hometown hero and former Oakville student.
And to win a Stanley Cup in my hometown it's truly amazing. It's an icing on the cake, and it's been a really good summer, and it was a really fun year.
In Game 7 of Round 2, Maroon had a career-defining goal, coining him the nickname Hometown Hero.
Probably the best moment I'll ever have in my hockey history, and to do it wearing the Blues jersey and being from St. Louis, being the hometown kid, and to do it in double overtime is truly amazing. And I never thought I would do something like that special, and I got the chance to do that, live out my dream, and score a big-time goal to advance the St. Louis Blues to the conference finals.
Despite Pat Maroon's life-changing goal, he gives much of the credit back to his fans.
But I think the most important thing for me is to see all the fans in the parade and celebrate with the fans during the parade, showing them the Stanley Cup, bringing it to the fans, taking pictures, signing autographs, and seeing all the smiles. Walking down Market Street was really the most amazing day of my life. And fans been waiting for 52 years for something like that, and to celebrate with them, it was an amazing day.
Pat Maroon's career began playing Oakville hockey his freshman year in 2002.
I always knew I had, a skill set, but I didn't think I was ever going to make it to the NHL. My freshman and sophomore year, I thought I was just going to play high school hockey and AAA with all my best friends, and soon enough I'm leaving to go to Texas my junior year. Being drafted, after graduating my senior year, and then going up to Canada playing, and then playing in the NHL, then winning the Stanley Cup in my hometown. I would have never thought it. Obviously, Oakville hockey was a big part of my life, and to get the chance to celebrate with the people that I kind of started with, and probably molded me to be a player and person I am today, and it was a good.
On August 24, 2019, Pat Maroon signed a one-year contract with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Although he is no longer playing for the Blues, we wish the best of luck to our hometown hero. With Jennifer Silla and Jordan Basita behind the camera, I'm Lily Singer for Channel 97 News.
Since this is Oakville's 50th anniversary, we decided to visit with one OHS teacher who was here at the start.
I was not a regular teacher.
50 years ago, Mr. Wagner became an Oakville staff member.
I was the first and only chemistry teacher for a number of years. When the kids came into my classroom the first day, they all sat down at my lab tables, and I said, I know you all think you signed up for chemistry, but this is a language class. Just like in any other language class, you have to learn the letters of the alphabet. I gave them all a periodic table, and I said, okay, tomorrow you will have your first quiz. They had a quiz every day they were in the class.
When Wagner came back to visit, he noticed the school was a little bit different.
It's a heck of a lot bigger than it used to be. I mean, the tiles are different. Like in the main hall, it's one color. And you go, then there'll be a dark brown spot where they put brown tile in.
I am standing outside room 210, which happens to be Wagner's old classroom. However, back in 1971, something was missing.
It was unair conditioned. The only thing that was air conditioned was the main office, and I think the library. My classroom one day was 113 degrees. That's one reason we wore shorts and t-shirts, because it was too darn hot.
Despite the heat, Wagner holds his time here close to his heart.
I do miss teaching, but I taught different people, different things, and I was good at what I did. So.
We thank Wagner for his time here at Oakville and for being a part of the Oakville legacy. Cheers to 50 years. With Selma Vukovic and Katie Leaker behind the camera, I'm Mackenzie Deutschman for Channel 97 News.
Here's another former OHS teacher who knows quite a bit about our school.
You may have seen Mrs. Larson around OHS, but she was more than just a sub.
I started at Oakville in 1974-75 school year, and then it turned into 31 years of teaching. The whole school just grew. It started out at about 1,200 kids, and it was 2,200 kids at one time. That the building just kept growing and growing.
Oakville didn't always operate under block scheduling. Mrs. Larson helped create the schedule that we know and love today.
We ended up really liking the block schedule, and it worked very well for classes like mine, which were lab classes and science classes and anything else you didn't want to interrupt. It gave another opportunity for for students.
She not only changed how the class schedule looked, but she also changed the way the school was designed.
The teachers got to have a lot of input into how the school grew. For instance, the classroom we're in, I got to help design, and so it was well suited for an art/photography room. When we were going to add a dark room to this floor, we had one enlarger that we shared with the journalism department into what now is a closet, a storeroom, which didn't really serve the needs of either of us very well.
In addition to the darkroom, she added more enlargers, a window that allowed her to see from the darkroom into the classroom, and sinks. She is now enjoying her retired life, traveling and helping others with photography.
Once you're a teacher, you're kind of always a teacher. It's in your blood.
With Brittany Coney behind the camera, I'm Isabella Worthland for Channel 97 News.
OHS has had quite a few changes over the years. Let's take a closer look.
There have been many changes implemented at Oakville in the past 50 years. In fact, several teachers have experienced these changes as students.
I attended Oakville, I graduated in 2007.
I was here from 1990 to 94.
I graduated in 93.
So I was a freshman in 86, 87.
I graduated in 2000.
So I would say the biggest thing with the building itself that's different is the Commons was not here my first 2 years, and then my junior year it was basically just a big open area.
Clearly the technology. Technology is huge now compared to then.
I would think one of the big differences is classes. You guys have block scheduling. We didn't. We saw the same teachers had the same classes every day.
This, where we're standing right now, the wrestling room, multi-purpose room, weight room, whatever you want to call it, that wasn't here when I was here.
But I think there's more opportunities for people to kind of find their niche here.
Let's see how well you know these Oakville alum.
With Alexis Williams and Carly Peters behind the camera, I'm Emily Shellhase with Channel 97 News.
I didn't know the Commons used to be outside.
Trust me, you're not the only one. There are plenty of students who don't know a thing about our school. What is our new principal's name?
Miss Suncat.
You got that right. Do you know our new principal's name?
No.
Okay. Do you know our new principal's name? Thank you. What principal is the head of the math department?
Mr. Oliarnik.
No. What year was Oakville High School founded?
How am I supposed to know that?
Do you want me to do one wearing a wig, or I can do two different ones?
Do you have a wig?
Yeah, go grab that box on that.
What principal is the head of the math department?
Mr. Brennan.
That's right. What principal is the head of the math department?
Mr. Brennan.
He's right. Do you know what year Oakville High School was founded?
1969.
That's right. That is right. The first school.
I win something.
No, but you're like the first person to get that right, so far. What grade are you in?
10th grade.
Who's your counselor?
Mr. Ventimiglia.
Okay. What grade are you in?
I'm a senior.
So what counselor do you have?
I have no idea.
What counselor do you have, Nick?
Wait, King.
There you go. It's Miss King. What grade are you guys in?
11.
You're 11?
11.
11? Do you know who your counselor is?
Miss Shemansky.
Thank you. Nick. Another question for you. If you have a foreign language, what lunch do you have?
Chinese.
What? 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 I don't know. Well, that wraps up this edition of Eyes on the Tigers, Channel 97 News. We hope you join us for our next show on October 16th.
If you'd like to see more of our content and stay up to date on what's happening at Oakville, make sure to visit myohsonline.com. We post news stories all the time.
Thank you for joining us, Oakville. I'm Curtis Schmidt.
And I'm Jordan Basita. And remember, Oakville,
Keep your eyes on the Tigers. Oh man, these lights, they're making me sweat.
Cool towel.
Oh, you act. 3, 2, 1. Do it again. Jenna goes really heavy.
Sorry.
Jenna,
one.
stop.
On one.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, God.
You didn't stop at the blue line!
Adam, can you not be in it? Thank you.